An Australian website has published the video, though its authenticity has not been corroborated. The film uploaded by the website has been edited and contains only 4 minutes of what's reported to be a 17-minute clip. There is also a transcript in English of the full version. Well, following a request by RT, the website confirmed the transcript corresponds with that full video. According to it, those present at the crash site say there were 2 planes. They say a fighter jet brought down the Malaysian Boeing, and in turn, anti-government fighters shot down the military aircraft. According to the transcripts, while searching the site, they were looking for remains of that fighter plane. Also there, anti-government fighters say that the downing of the Malaysian jet was a setup to discredit them. They again question where the remains of the fighter jet are. The Australian Foreign Minister says that she is aware of the film and authorities are trying to verify it. Officials also voiced concern that the video has emerged only now. Well, to talk about this, I'm joined by political analyst Marcus Papadopoulos. Let's see what he's got to say about this. Hi there. First of all, what's your take on this video and the timing of the release on this, what is a very sad anniversary 1 year on?
First and foremost, we should be remembering the victims of this terrible tragedy 1 year ago. And this appalling tragedy, the loss of so much life, serves as a chilling reminder of what can happen when a country's internal affairs are interfered with by foreign powers, namely a Western-backed coup against a legitimate government. If you overthrow a government, it can lead to chaos. In regard to the new footage, we need to approach it as a competent court of law would, and I do have some serious questions to ask about the footage in question.
Well, there's been some comment from the Australian Foreign Minister Julie Bishop. She said that the film proves that it was anti-Kiev forces who downed the passenger plane. I'm sure you've got your views about that. Let's listen to what she had to say just in a bit of detail.
I can't verify the authenticity of it, but it is certainly consistent with all that we were told, the advice that we received, that flight MH17 had been shot down and that the pro-Russian separatists were involved.
But judging by what we're hearing today about 2 planes, how can she come to that conclusion?
Well, Kevin, these are the questions I would ask. Why is it only today that this footage has just emerged? A year has passed since this terrible tragedy. Why has it just emerged? Secondly, how was the footage obtained? That's an important question. Thirdly, I've read the transcript. We need to determine the competence of the witnesses, of the alleged witnesses at the scene, i.e. Allegedly anti-government fighters. Now, I could be a witness to a horrific accident in central London today. It doesn't make me an expert. It doesn't mean I'm going to be able to accurately deduce how it happened. And fourthly, we read in the transcript that the commander is telling his soldiers, we shouldn't be recording this, yet it's being recorded. So why did the soldiers ignore an explicit order of the commander? They're the sort of questions that I would ask, and I'm sure there are other questions, but as I said just now, we've got to approach this as a competent court of law would, ignoring what Western media outlets say.
Could this ongoing blame game influence the ongoing investigation that's obviously, you'd hope, looking at it impartially?
Well, regrettably, this has been politicised almost since the tragedy occurred. Let's not forget, a year ago, an hour or 2 hours after the plane came down, Western media outlets already knew who was responsible, i.e. the anti-government forces and Russia. They politicised such a terrible tragedy, and it shows they have no moral compunction. So I'm not hopeful that we are going to have an objective investigation. My proposal would be, let's accumulate aviation experts from countries around the world which were not connected to the tragedy, and from countries which are as politically balanced as possible in the world. That's what I would propose.
So to be clear here, the results of the official investigation that are coming out in the autumn, you're worried that they still might not be officially correct, showing the true pattern of events?
Yes, I am, because if we have a look today, the channel which has played this footage is an Australian state news channel, and we know that the Australian government, once again, just hours after the tragedy occurred, was blaming Russia, was blaming the anti-government forces. So I'm just very concerned that that the investigation that has occurred in the last year, and the findings of which will be released this autumn, will be influenced. I'm not surprised with who is being blamed. It's Western media outlets. They're the one that have put the line out that Russia and the anti-government forces were responsible. But since when were Western media journalists actually air crash investigators? When they know nothing about aviation, yet they're the ones that put the story out that ultimately Russia was to blame. It's preposterous. It's intolerable.
All right, Marcus, thanks for your thoughts. Marcus Papadopoulos, political analyst, live on the line there from London.